McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay By Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Marvelous Monday afternoon to you, everyone. Welcome once again to another broadcast and the start of another week of The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside my co-host and co-producer, Terry Fenelo, as well as our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. We don't know if Butu is going to walk in. You know, he has this way of just getting a little break, you know, and things are not too tight and busy and, you know, frenetic with him in terms of the pace, and he can just come. But, you know, let's say a very special good afternoon to Miguel Evelyn Favre, the man known very popularly by the nickname that he does not mind, you know, Butu. Is he a Calypsonian? Is he the mighty Butu or something?
Yes, he sang Calypsonian.
All right, okay. So who knows, he might just step in again. And you know this I said about the Marvelous Monday? Something tells me, and Terry will probably elaborate on that in a while Monday is developing and will end up and will culminate and will climax as the most important, the most legendary, the most famous day of the week. Not that all days not important, you know, but I suspect there is something that will end up on a Monday, you know, and we will all regard Monday as being the day above all days, if only for a time, and that could be coming soon. Terry, like I said, will enlarge on that for us. You know, folks, yesterday something happened in a constituency that it may seem negative to say so, but you know, it is the constituency of never. Never. Yeah, there is something about the constituency of Choiseul and Saltibus that this never resonates there. And yesterday showed, you know, that where certain people who are known for their plat and their rincombe, it will be never for them. But, you know, for now, I want to focus on a gentleman who is emerging as a real top-flight calypso songwriter. And a singer in himself, you know, it's only that it doesn't seem like he fancies himself to deliver in the active, you know, season competition and so on. So he writes, and this year we saw massive, great delivery of one of his creations, his pen creations, in terms of My Government Working. That one was delivered by Juiceman. And I mean, for Juiceman, who's not a regular on the calypso scene, to come forth, that's what we call it, third runner-up, you know, in that season, delivering that song, which he did extremely well. The people who came before him were all veterans and people who have been around for a long time. Well, Bertram Jean has dropped another one, and I think the name of it, I didn't bother to ask him, you know, I just listened to it, and I know the title has to be Never. Let's hear what Bertram Jean is releasing, and that could become a big one next Calypso season, if not before.
We were born a long time ago. destroyed the kids John did. He wasn't right. Boy, master point of God, I'll let you supply. Never, never, never put shots back in the chamber. Never, never, never. This man is a blinking disaster. Never, never, never. We were born a long time ago. Never, never, never. The answer did not say it for sure. Push education for all, this was at his heart. PMP arrived, take over Lucia. Economic growth, now under control. Oh, what a difference he made, best Prime Minister. Never, 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 put shots back in the chamber. Never, 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 this man is a blinking disaster. Never, 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 we were born a long time ago. Never, 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 the answer did not say it for sure. Never, 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 put shots back in the chamber. Never, 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 this man is a blinking disaster. Never, 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 we were born a long time ago. Never, 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 the answer did not say it for sure.
Terry Fenelon, your thoughts?
Oh my word, oh my word, oh my word. Never, never. I mean, Shelton, just as this is played there, I'm reflecting. You know, all these launches are basically a referenda
Yes.
on the government. In was it our second year or so? Honorable Philip J. Pierre did something that has never been done anywhere in the Caribbean, as far as I know. He called for a referendum on his administration, you know. And there was a massive turnout. You know, after the first year of the Alan Shasley disastrous administration, 10,000 of us took to the streets, you know, because we saw the way that we were heading down a precipice.
Yes.
So 10,000 people took placards and we marched the streets to tell him where I was. That was the writing on the wall, you know, they couldn't read that. Philip J. Pierre called for a referendum on himself and his administration after 2 years. And there was massive support.
You know something? We have to create a new word, you know. It's not a referendum, it's a popular-endum. Because to me, it's nothing that been referred there, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's just a confirmation of popularity.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then we go into election, Shelton. You know, normally that's when parties in power are desperate and
They get in licks left, right, and center. They're blaming them for everything that happens that goes wrong.
And when you see what happened in yesterday,
you know what
I mean, that was a statement of confidence.
That is a statement that despite the challenges of governance all over the world, this is a man who embarks on bold initiatives, you know, for the benefit. Who would have undertaken halls of justice at a time like this?
Now, as you say, you have you passed them.
Oh, what you talking about? They pass there all the time. You know, who would have undertaken the GPH, you know, go boldly forward? Who would have made the CCJ a priority? You know, we have a way that anytime we face any little challenge, we kick every can down the road. We put everything on the back burner. Not Philip J. Pierre, you know. He going boldly forward for the road, the northern corridor. You know, that Alan Shasley messed up so much. You know, Philip J. Pierre goes. He goes for the St. Jude Hospital. He going to finish that. And not only finish it, he going to return, you know, the stadium back to us and so on. It's like everything that you consider, there is timidity and putting it on the back burner. Philip J. Pierre says, no, now is the time. Let us do it.
And one misguided individual about the man is weak. That is leadership. And actually, I define leadership for you all, you know, it is doing the right thing.
Yes.
You have to do the right thing. The right thing was to complete. Had these guys, these miscreants, these misguided people, had they continued the 4 projects that Kenny Anthony had left, they might have still been in power.
I'm telling you, investing. You know? And you know what? What Kenny Anthony was doing, and which Philip J. Pierre is determined he's going to go on doing while he's in office, okay? Don't wait until the end of the cycle to start pushing things. Nobody can say is election projects or elections planning. You know, this is in line with a recommendation that was made by the IMF. The IMF actually said that never mind the challenges that you have now, this is the time to invest in infrastructure.
Yes.
It will have a stimulating effect on your economy. It is going to employ people. It is going to drive further development. Invest in infrastructure. Infrastructure is not just about buildings. It's about the roads. It's about, the stadium, the airport, all those things that Philip J. Pierre is not shying away from. Invest in infrastructure. And let me tell you something too. A man who's good has a good eye for other good people too. When Philip J. Pierre, not just for pragmatic politics, but selected 2 key ministers for infrastructure in the person of Senior Minister Stephenson King to drive infrastructural development, and Honorable Richard Frederick to come into a coalition arrangement with them so that the housing stock of the country, so that the parks, so that things of that sort, especially in your capital, Central Castries, and in one of your main suburban areas, Castries North, plus around the island, to do things to push forward infrastructural development. You have to say Philip J. Pierre is a man with an eye, not just for good things, but for good people too.
But not only that, people say, oh, well, you have this independence, you could have easily. No. The people wanted them. The people voted for them. And because of that, Philip J. Pierre had to understand that is who the people want.
Yes.
And come with national unity. So we cannot, when fellas try to make all kind of thing, we have 15 and we... No. When the people speak, you listen to the people.
Right.
So let me go back. Shelton, leadership is doing the right thing. And you have to do the right thing in spite of. And that is the thing, Shelton. When you do the right thing, people understand and they back you.
Of course, yes.
You understand? You're not showing that you well, I was going to use the word there, pussy, then I must. But you're not afraid.
Yes.
You do it in the interest and you speak to the people.
Exactly.
And that is why you could have such a massive turnout yesterday. Not just to launch Clifton, but to tell the St. Lucia Labour Party, Philip J. Pierre and the members on board, the men of substance, that we have your back.
Exactly.
And Sean Edward made it correct. He says, man, he refuses to believe that that kind of turnout will lead to a defeat. No. Of course, we have some work to do, because I saw some misguided youth following these fellas. Whether they don't pay or not, it means that they are misinformed or they are uninformed. And we have to step up now to inform them. Because I cannot see a young person going to the poll to vote against the youth economy. I cannot see a young person who wants to be a nurse going to the polls to vote against the nurses getting the tuition paid for.
Yes.
I cannot see a young person who wants to, start a small business going to the polls to vote against MSNE. We have to inform them. So it means that maybe some of them we have not yet tapped. Or some of them, they understand, they get their money, they go in the charade. But I want to assume that they are uninformed, and we have to step up.
Right.
And all of us must step up too, so that they get the message.
Yes.
So that on the election day, that Monday, they don't know Papi should.
And in a while, I'm going to put up on the screen a little graphic to show how to mark your X or your cross.
Yes, we're going to do that.
I got it from Christopher.
Yes.
We have to put it up.
Yes,
so people will know. Don't try to go and do anything extravagant. Don't put in your mind, put your X where it matters and do it properly.
Yes,
okay, we'll put that. Now let me say this morning, good morning to sister, our friend sister from Canaries, who says, this song, and we're going to play a second song, is coming from my twins, her children, okay, who saw the need to sit, write, and compose the morning of the school Creole Day. They said to me, Mommy, the Flambeau saying Wayne never did anything, but we can see what is being done for us as young children under this government, and we are part of the cake. Shelton, I saw the need to sit and listen. She said listen to them. And they said to me, what Fede did and fail us, the people of Ancillary Canaries, Shelton, you know their mother has talent. So let us play that second tune, Jaquan. I see you have the graphic, and I said, our party needs to consider, maybe not publicly, but in caucus, in our internal constituency meetings, to print what I would call dummy ballots, so that people can practice on. Don't do it open, because the flabbers will come, and they will come and crowd your event, and so that they can go and say, hey, they had a practice voting, and they lose, because they know they will come, even if they have to put on red shirts, because a lot of them have no shame, so that they can come and show. Well, you can see what's on the screen there right now. It's there, right, Jaquan?
Right. Yes.
What's on the screen there? This is how you have to put your vote in the space next to the symbol. All right? I don't even care about the picture if they will have picture on the ballot, but on the space next to the symbol, 2 lines that are traversing each other. It doesn't matter whether you make it look like an X or like a plus sign, whatever. Ça ou vle c'est 2 lignes qui ka traverser yon a l'autre. Et puis 2 lignes ça pas ni pour yo jambe ligne là qui en bas yo. Yo pas ni pour yo aller dehors bordage page là et même chop papier ou ka vote en l'air. Ou anik ni pour mettre 2 lignes, moun men di 2 lignes qui ka couper yon a l'autre. Moi pas aimer ça. Vraiment 2 lignes qui ka traverser yon a l'autre. Il va mettre si vous mettez comme ça pour casser mon quoi. Il va mettre si vous mettez comme ça, casser mon X. Il va mettre qui mode de pour un crayon. Ou ban puis c'est un pencil yo ka ba pen. De pour un crayon et pour faire 2 lignes là traverser yon a l'autre. Et pour pas faire aller pas mettre quoi et ben X là bon flambeau puis si vous voulez foutre un petit quoi tel choix flambeau. Ou ban nous ka dit ça là nous ka campagne petit quoi dans tel choix moun ça mais ça vous voulez faire c'est mettre un petit quoi bay moun nan ka supporter. So 2 lignes qui ka traverser yon a l'autre. Bon symbole étoile là et puis moun nan ka voter bay là les bon parti et puis pas quitter ka jambe ligne là qui en bay là mais 2 lignes ka traverser on a l'autre ou pas mettre go puis si vous voulez montrer moi ka descendre pour yo ou pas mettre c'est bay ça pas mettre un petit right bon moun nan pour dire OK moi ka support les boss on a mettre un petit right et na mettre un petit wrong boss moun nan ka gâter ballot là pas mettre pièce wrong c'est pas un wrong yé c'est pas un right yé c'est un vote et puis mode là ka vote là c'est puis un X et ben quoi qui c'est 2 lignes qui ka traverser on a l'autre si mieux ou fait petit plutôt ou fait go puis de là ou try fait 3 go pour montrer mode ou ka tomber encore l'autre moun nan ça ou vle 2 lignes ka traverser on a l'autre kon quoi et bon X bon côté ou ka ouais en l'air ça nous ni en le screen là présent comme ça pour ça fait bon en nous tande c'est his sister ça yo ka chanter
Mama Leba, PSC boy. Mama Leba, PSC boy. Mama Leba, PSC boy. Mama Leba, PSC boy. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want. Who we voting for? When Gerard? 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 For love, win again. For school, win again. For books, win again. For laptop, win again. For help, win again. For the youth, win again. Betterment, win again. The elderly, win again. Who we voting for? When Gerard? 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 That Papi show, we voting win again. That Freddy fella think he can fool people again. He try and do something, but he fail and fail again. When we win again, so we voting win. Who we voting for? When Gerard? 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 Ambulance money, Fede never gave it back. Try and take over and slurry, we not standing for that. He gave 400,000 to a person of his own. And when you check the vibes, he's bamboo raft in his own. Who we voting for? When Gerard? 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 Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again. Jump on the Leba train, we want to win again.
All right, okay. Who you voting for? Wayne Gerard. Who you voting for? Wayne Gerard. Jump on the Labour train. I tell you, out of the mouth of babes.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Terry.
You could hear, you know, the youngsters there, you know, the youthfulness and stuff, but they understand the issues. That's why I'm telling you, those young people. I mean, yesterday they had the whatever. Let me just say that. After Neptune analyzed something well. This fella's just had a launching of 17 candidates in Mikonofi.
Yes. All 17.
All. You have another activity.
In what is supposed before 2021 to have been their stronghold constituency, you know.
And you're going back there again. How long ago? To have it shows you that this guy knows he's in trouble. And as Afa said, he's throwing everybody at the bus. He's just trying to save his skin. I mean, why did you not go to Vieux Fort and drop up Lady B.
Right.
Or go somewhere else. You went back to your constituency because you are in serious trouble. But anyway, Sheldon, let me say something before I come to Reno Kajada there. I want to apologize to my contacts because yesterday, Sheldon, they were messaging me and I could only look at the messages, I could not respond.
That's if you could move your hand to write anything on your phone. Because time you reach your hand, your elbow hitting somebody, huh?
But I was in jail. I was released from jail this morning.
Okay.
Just a few seconds. Shakwan, video one I sent you this morning. You have it there? I sent out this video very early because, the hype. You have to build the hype for the launching. And these young fellas was, doing the thing. And I captured it. Operation Washering Home is in full effect from today. Shelton. I sent that out. You have it, Shakwan? Yeah, just 1 second. If some of you did not see it, let us just, So, Sheldon, I sent it out to a few of my contacts, as I normally do. Yeah, you can let it run.
So who can speak there? Because we ready to give your simple compression. What you do is what you should do. Should have taken up the place in what is behind you. So now that you stick, now you know the trick. You was mashing up the country and I don't know. Now just to go. Just there you must go. We die when you know. That's when you feel good. We want you out of the South.
Yeah, so Sheldon, I sent that out, early morning I woke up, high spirits because we're having the mother of all launches and stuff, and I sent that out. Hey, Sheldon, I had time to send that out to a few of my contacts, and then picture one, just what appeared on WhatsApp. I'm like, Sheldon, I was in WhatsApp jail. I could not.
That's not go ahead.
I could not send a text for 24 hours. Sheldon.
Why? Because you inundated.
No, WhatsApp blocked me.
Really?
Prevented me from sending out.
Why? Why is that?
But
how WhatsApp would be? Why, you overusing the service or something?
All I did was send out the video.
Didn't they give you any message or something?
Look at there. Yes, I'm trying to put it on the screen. Is it on the screen, Shakwan? Messages. Okay.
This is the first time I've heard of that.
Yeah. Maybe I'm sending wrong. Yeah. Message keep. Oh, short. It says blocked. Maybe I sent it wrong. Doesn't matter. I should have sent the first. It says man.
So they didn't tell you why? Why?
No. So I tried to call them and say, but what's going on there? Why? No explanation. Just
anybody ever had that experience before? No. I'm just asking the real issues people. Have any of you ever had that experience? Place something in the WhatsApp chat group, the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group, and when we open the phone lines, or you can send the messages to our on-air messaging platforms, realfmofficial.com or to mbcslu.com. You'll see the WhatsApp messaging links there. Just click on it, and you can type your message and tell us if you've ever had such an experience that Facebook has just blocked you, put a block on you for any amount of time for whatever reason.
I there because of all this, man. That is the time, Sheldon, where I'm getting my stuff and forwarding stuff and stuff. I was blocked out. Okay. I couldn't send a text message, a WhatsApp message to anybody.
Somebody says if you're spamming and someone reports you, there can be a temporary ban.
But just so.
Well, spamming means what? You're sending a lot of unsolicited, a lot of.
No, but it's to my friends.
I don't know.
All my SLP friends.
Maybe WhatsApp has a system. Now, the buzzword is algorithm.
The algorithm. Yeah. But I was like, you cannot be serious. So I was there trying to talk, and I realized it's a bot I was talking to, and I'm like, what bag sir? But so I have a backup phone. I don't really want to give that number out. But for 24 hours, I was only released this morning at about 8:30. I was like, man, Sheldon, I couldn't talk, I couldn't communicate, people messaging me and maybe they're thinking I'm rude. So I want to apologize to those people, to my friends.
So for 24 hours, WhatsApp, how can say that? No, the clamp a ring come around. I bet you book that to up.
Man, you better ring come around. Yeah, man. I think we schedule for a break, Shelton.
All right. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take a break. When we come back, I want to deal with something that happened in the course of last week. That's why I missed being on the program on Friday. Terry wasn't there, but I had myself prepared and primed and braced up to deal with something put it into a wall, the painting of a wall that seemed to have become the cause of a lide and a commotion and munga, ready ven kuyoba. Yeah, we're going to deal with, it's not everything you have to take on. There's some you have to ignore. They're inconsequential. I hate to consider people as being inconsequential, from the greatest to the smallest. Everybody's of consequence. But we got to deal with that because it is illustrative and instructive of the kind of things we have to face, especially our candidates and our ministers. Remember when I asked you to please have Ernest Iles back? I know they'll try to wear him down with every time a row and accusation, and that wall is one such example, this time directed at Richard Frederick, but with implications for others like Senior Minister King and, of course, Prime Minister Philip J.P., the grand prize that they always are after. Don't go away.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you, everyone, for staying with the Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. I'm Shelton Daniel alongside Terry Fenelon and our technical man, Alton Jaquan Joseph. People normally, and it's not a rule, when you're in radio and you're doing radio news and you put in what you call audio inserts or clips, you try not to let them go more than 30 seconds. It's not a hard and fast rule. Sometimes based on the importance of the thing, the situation, you might let it go to 45 seconds, and in rare occasions, maybe longer than that. But you try, because after some time, people wonder whether they're listening to news or to some of the broadcasts and so on, because it's just too long. Television news reports tend to go a little longer than that, much longer than that, because they include visual things that they want you to get, and interviews within, the report and so on. So you might find a television news report going on maybe for 3 minutes, although they try to keep them maybe 2.5 minutes, at most and so on. Sometimes they go more than that, but it's unusual, in my experience, to find a single TV news report going on for more than 6 minutes. 6 minutes on the same story, and interviewing only one person. Yeah, the reporter interviewed somebody, but it's what you call a single source story. And I saw one of the local TV stations. I'm going to play to show you what I'm talking about. Having a news report about the painting of a wall. Somebody who apparently they felt did some indiscretion, this indiscreet thing where you go and you impose yourself on somebody's business without asking them, without their permission, over the painting of a wall. Not any wall, but a wall which borders and abuts, the roadside, the public roadside, and claiming that it is a private wall and how they could go and paint the wall. Well, I wonder what gave a certain politician, former MP, campaigning for re-election, the right some time ago to go and repaint a public facility, a facility that is owned by the state, a facility that is therefore administered by and in the custody of the government of the day, to go on to repaint it and to repaint it in the colors of his party. And very little was said about that. I was kind of disappointed that apart from Joachim Henry, who's still the MP for the area, there didn't seem to be much outcry against that. I understand why, there wasn't much outcry and so on, but these are the kind of things we have to be careful when we hold back from doing it because we think it will benefit somebody that we don't want to benefit because they rival and their opponent and this kind of thing, when we should have spoken out more against it. But I'll leave that at that for the time being. But let's play that report about a wall that is somewhere along Calvary Road. If you're heading from the top, that is from the junction that goes down into Darling Road by the First Baptist Church, and you continue straight down into Calvary Road is the road that eventually continues into Chaussee Road. It terminates with the beginning of Chaussee Road in the Georgeville area or thereabout or somewhere there. And you go on there. There is a fairly long expanse of wall. I've known for some time, although I've never been inside there, that it is the residence of Sir Michael Gordon, of the family that founded and the Voice, and they own it and so on. A well-known lawyer who has served as a Justice of Appeal in the OECS Court of Appeal and so on. Distinguished lawyer in St. Lucia, that he lives somewhere inside there. I can't tell you how far in, whatever, But it's a nice place. Calvary Road on the whole, I like it because it's a very wooded area. It's an area that is within a suburb, but it looks like a forest jungle area. The overhang of trees makes the place always shaded and always dark, which is why I felt sometimes they should have done a little better with the lighting. Put some more intense lighting because the general vegetation overhang of big trees and so on makes the place dark. I like it because it's cool, not so much because it is dark. So let's play and I'll add comments to that later. That's hot.
Is mounted in Castries as independent candidates Richard Frederick and Stanley Felix clash over a painted wall in the city. The dispute erupted after Frederick posted a video on social media showing a man painting the words "The flavor is orange" in orange, the official color of Stanley's campaign, claiming to have spent thousands to paint the wall and uplift the area. Speaking on behalf of the property owners, Tina Charles has reportedly stated that permission to paint the wall was granted exclusively to Stanley Felix. By the account of Charles, the controversy began when the minister instructed individuals to clean the wall and subsequently paint it without permission.
I've been living here for 15 years. The property, as far as everybody knows, this is the property of the Gordons. They also own The Voice, which is adjacent to there. This property was on sale up till a few months ago from Tetra Caribbean. So Saturday I was down in the south. When I came up, I got a call that the wall has been cleaned and whatnot. So I was kind of happy. When I came up, it was really pretty. The wall hadn't been cleaned in a while. Not in its natural state, you could have seen the beauty. So when I was coming up from work the afternoon, I realized they started painting. So I tell them, but who give you all permission to paint the wall? And the guy in charge of the project said it was Richard Frederick. So I tell him, but how Richard Frederick could give you permission to paint a private wall? Because I could guarantee you that this is not, the Gordons did not give him permission, neither did I. So he doesn't have permission to paint the wall. So then the work stopped for that day, and about 2 days later, they came to finish the project. So when he came back, I tell him, but I tell you that you're still continuing the project. He said that the minister said that the church was the one who gave him permission.
According to her, she then contacted the church and was informed by the secretary that permission was in fact granted for a specific area, not including the Gordon property.
I spoke to the secretary and I said, but I don't understand, why is the church getting involved in politics? How can the church give a minister permission to paint a wall, a private wall, that's private property? So she said, no, the church did not give the permission. The church cannot give somebody permission to paint private property. The church knows that the property doesn't belong to them. The church gave them permission. When they were contacted, they said that they wanted a contribution to the church. He wanted to beautify the wall on the Calvary. The church said that it was from gate to gate, which is where they occupy, to the way of the cross. Instead, he did the entire wall. So the church said that they will not keep taking responsibility for him painting that part. If he goes out of the parameters that they gave him, he needs to take responsibility for that. Not wanting to go any further in politics because I already had an issue with them for my garbage bin. So I let that stay as that.
After the wall was painted white, Charles noted that she was contacted by independent candidate Stanley Felix, who wished to utilize the blank canvas for promotion, a splash of color that would then prompt the minister to order a second coat of paint.
Then Stanley Felix and the Orange Campaign contacted me to use part of the wall, to rent part of the wall for his Orange Campaign. I agreed. He was given permission. He contacted a painter. When he contacted me and said the painter would come and whatnot. So I guess the painter came, he started, and then whilst the painter was there, a few guys from the RF bus came and started to, he didn't take them on, he was doing his job, he didn't know anybody. Until when he left, they came back and started to paint over his paraphernalia. Okay? So this is where, when I got the call, I met the guy, that Rastafarian guy, painting the wall. So I told him, but you can't do that, that's private property. You cannot paint over the campaign slogan. Why? That's when he told me, oh, don't touch me. And he sing his hand and he knocked me.
The Castries Central MP had also shared a video to Facebook with the caption, open quote, "Folks, please tell me if I am flustered without reason. I just spent thousands of dollars to pressure wash and paint this wall. I believe in the uplift and aesthetical appeal of our city. Is it right that in a show of desperation, this recent upliftment should be defaced to such an extent? Lord have mercy." End quote. This matter escalated to the community where Charles said residents of New Village publicly disapproved the minister's actions.
Lo and behold, he was supposed to host a community meeting in New Village. And then the community of New Village actually stood with me. This morning I got a call and they said, Tina, we're standing with you, we're not, come and see. And when we got down there, they spoke out. They hung him with the, and then when I came at the same time, his minions were coming to take it down. So this is where the video came from, and then I reposted it.
At the crux of the matter for Charles is respect and courtesy, stressing the wall's historical value when in its natural state.
It's about respect. Okay, it's about knowing that we're so colorblind because we're in silly season that we're not respecting people's property and we're not respecting people's right. It's my right to let Stanley or any other political party use the wall. He was wrong to not seek any advice, or maybe ignorance is no excuse. But if you did not know, you did not seek permission. You did not seek permission to paint the wall. You literally desecrated a wall, a monument, a historical monument in Central Castries. This is one of the oldest retaining walls in Central Castries. That's the legacy of the Gordons.
For now, the wall will remain white, but the family has requested that the minister cease and desist from further painting the wall. Reporting for the Hot 7.
You know, folks, I'm not here to critique Hot 7 TV or whatever, but for a news report that went on for over 6 minutes and that depended only on a single source interviewee, one person. It's only that person whose account of things, whose comments and so on were featured, even though other actors and ostensible players were referenced, but there was no. We attempted to speak to the church because the church is mentioned, a church official we spoke to, let's hear them, or at least they declined to comment. And you do not get the impression that there was any attempt to reach Minister Richard Frederick for comment to include him. It don't matter whether Hot 7 TV support Richard or the Flabo station. This is a news report. Your credibility depends upon your having a multiplicity and a counterbalancing of opinions and statements and forces. It was only on Tina Charles that the entire interview was based. And like I said, I'm not here to lecture the people how they do their stuff and so on. The other question I want to ask myself, by what authority did Tina Charles come to be the spokesperson or the attorney, or the person who's wielding agency for the Gordons? Now it might be, does she have a power of attorney? Does she have some letter of administration that was given to her to be the one to come and to make noise? She even used the word desecration, of private property, and you need permission. And I suppose it is saying that she is the one to have gotten permission. Now, maybe she got the permission, but that was not brought out in the report. If the property belongs to the Gordons, and the one that I know the best, I think that is the only one I've ever been conversant with, and I have to tell you someone I'm very impressed with, Sir Michael Gordon, for reasons I'll tell you at some other point, and so on. Sometimes we see people through certain lens and certain eyes of being up there and not caring. He's a very compassionate man who has done a lot of work for people who could not afford, and poor people, what you call pro bono work. Very compassionate person I discovered many, many years ago, and it lifted him tremendously in my estimation to this day. But can you imagine Sir Michael Gordon, who I believe lives in that area or lived there. Somebody wrote me that he lives at Bonte. Maybe he never lived there or he has moved, whatever. But does Sir Michael Gordon, as one example of the Gordon family, does he need anyone to speak for him? Yes, he may be along in years. He probably, I don't know, I haven't seen him for a long time. Maybe not as mobile, maybe a little incapacitated as we all get to some extent with age and so on. But does he need anybody to speak for him? And if he did, is that person likely to be this Tina Charles, who's a clearly cantankerous, lie-day woman, who reminds me of Eldris Charles? When I looked at her, I said, but something about her just brings this Eldris Charles to mind, who said, I didn't know anything, I just look at the mannerisms and the allegations, especially when it reached the part where she said, the person who allegedly, purportedly, whatever was sent by Richard Frederick to paint the wall, she told the person, you can't paint the wall without, and he swing his hand and he knock her. I said, oh my goodness, there's a familiar ring to that, isn't there? You know? He put his hand on his back to push her out of the parliament. Now he swing his hand and he knock her. You know, does that look like the kind of woman somebody would knock her when she's talking and she would take it like that? That all she would do? Maybe. You know, it didn't take long for me to ask, why is something about this woman reminding me of Eldris Charles? And the answer came, but that is Eldris's sister. You know, that is Tina Charles, is Eldris Charles' sister. There is a family, it seems, and it's early days yet, that is being used by certain people, maybe by a certain somebody, to try to frame people in the Labour government, whether it be Ernest Tilley or Richard Frederick, to find themselves in situations to entrap them. Tina Charles needs to tell us what is the authorization by which she has become the spokesperson and the defender and the person to come and say, you can't touch this wall. Now, can I touch this wall? I have to ask myself. She said the wall was in a deplorable state. It was dirty, and one can understand. Any concrete structure, whether it is a sidewalk, whether it's a retaining wall, in that area, because of the overhang of trees, because it is always, we might say perpetually, in a gloomy area, in an area that's darker than usual, as much sunlight does not penetrate, a lot of dampness remains there because of the runoff from the trees and so on it and so on. It's likely to develop moss, you know, which is a fungus. It's likely to develop, you know, limu and whatever it is in the area. So it is not going to look pretty unless it is cleaned, unless chemical treatment, unless pressure wash. She was happy, she said, it looked beautiful when Richard Frederick sent people to pressure wash it. So you were good. Why you didn't tell Richard you have no right to come and pressure wash? Huh? You have no right, this is a private wall. You can't come and pressure wash it without our permission, huh? You were happy when they pressure wash, but you have a problem when it is painted. I'm going to come to the right to paint in a while, you know. I think Tina got it wrong, you know. I don't think she got it wrong because she didn't know or she didn't know where to find out, you know. I think it is being mischievous and deliberately so to get at Richard Frederick on behalf of Flabo and whoever else is working against Richard as they're working against Ernest Tilley and so on. And the thing in the parliament where no video is showing and putting the hand on the back. So I don't know if maybe the man who allegedly swung his hand and knocked her, if he'll get a visit from a certain Inspector Clark, who I don't even know, maybe I know him by face, and I don't know, whether we'll not have charges against him for hitting her. I don't know if there was video evidence and so on. But how come the painting is a problem, but the pressure washing was not? Now, let me tell you about the painting of the wall white. There's a problem with the appreciation of color and visual impact on the public roads in St. Lucia. You've heard me talk about those white LED lights that people have. And it's not just the white LED. They have them and they have them on full bright. Plus they have them on the fog light. They have it multiple lights and so on driving on the road. Very often when I am driving at night, and I drive at night because it's easier, the daytime traffic, especially up north. So sometimes I go for a little breeze. As I was in Marisil by my friend Yannick last night, to go and eat some of his wonderful roast pork and green fig salad. Sometimes he has breadfruit salad and so on and all of that. I was there just last night. And as you know, just to get out and to do a little bit of socializing and talk to somebody, whatever and so on. You know, great guy Yannick. I put a joke on him last night, but I won't tell you what it was. You know, when I reached the area, going up north, there is the roundabout, the VG roundabout. And then there is a pedestrian crossing just opposite where we used to call Avis gas station, whatever. On a couple of occasions is when I reach on people crossing that I see, hey, somebody's crossing. First of all, the colors that they wear, you can see it very well. It's dark colors and they have a blue jeans on. And you yourself has already put your light on dim. Because despite the fact that fellas are blinding you, you want to maintain the proper driving and behavior and so on. So I dim my light. So the light is not at high beam where you can see. It's closer to your vehicle and to the ground and so on. And the way people dress, you reach upon them. There is a need for greater color contrasting and so on. And that is one example of that wall when you're going down Calvary Road from the top of Mount Pleasant and then the other side of the road, it goes down to Darling Road and so on. When you have a place that is normally gloomy, naturally gloomy because of the overhang of trees and it's already dark or whatever, and I find the lights there, the LED lights that they put are not bright enough for that area. They should make an exception. Don't put the same lights you have on Darling Road, on Upper Calvary Road, and so on. And you go down and you have a wall that is already grimy and dark and discolored and mossy and so on. The visual contrast is not enough. Somebody can easily run into that wall in that corner. Yeah. To paint it white is to give it that color and contrast differentiation that you can visually perceive and acquire. So for anybody to paint it in a bright color, white especially, helps with that visual acquisition and contrast. Do you know just last year or year before, somebody ran into that wall. They ran into the wall and seriously damaged the wall. I can't even tell you what may have happened to their vehicle or to the person themselves. I can't tell you. Who took responsibility for repairing the wall and executed the works? It was Richard Frederick as the MP for Central Castries. He ordered that this wall be repaired, and it cost several $1,000s for him to fix it. I don't know if Tina had power of attorney yet, but I don't think she complained, you know. I don't think she complained, you know. So how come Richard Frederick could have repaired the wall when it was damaged? He could have pressure washed it when it was dirty and discolored and all of that, but he can't send somebody to paint it. The final point is that, Tina, you got it wrong. The wall belongs to the government. It has always belonged to the government. I think the government built it. In any case, even if it were, as you claim, a private wall, the fact is that it adjoins or abuts a public road, a very busy public road. It has implications for public safety. It has implications, life and death implications for motorists, for commuters, for pedestrians, for all those people. If that wall crumbles and it falls, whoever owns it, Gordon's or church, whatever, usually what they do is that they don't move a muscle, because it is something that the rubble from it, the stones, the boulders and so on, is the public it threatens most of all. Vehicles, pedestrians, it may fall down on them, it may do all that kind of thing. So government takes responsibility. Let's go to the Mon as a reference. When you pass Government House, you find 3 hairpin bends in quick succession. You find the first one past the viewing point area. You find the second one. You know, I think those lands were or are still owned by the Bobra family. And then you go, there is a house that you can hardly see because your mind is on the hairpin bend that has a huge retaining wall. That retaining wall began to crumble some time ago. Even if it had been owned by whoever owns the house, I believe it's somebody of the Bobra family, whatever and so on. Even if it had been theirs and it had threatened their house to fall, you believe the government would have played hardball to say it's them and we're not fixing it? Man, this kind of boulders and so on that are there falling down in that road, they can fall on a vehicle, they can fall on somebody, they can and repair it, right? Because there is a greater public interest and public concern, public safety issue at stake than there is. Maybe if it had been left there, the house would have fallen. But where the house would have fallen? It would have fallen down in the road. It might have fallen on somebody. It might have crashed down into, what's that, Hospital Road area below there. And all this kind of thing could have. Government took responsibility. That wall belongs to the government. It has always been, its maintenance has been for the government to take care of. So I don't know where this thing come from about it is a wall that belongs to private people. You know, it is one wall. It's a continuous wall. You cannot divide it into, okay, this portion of it is the Gordon's own, and this portion of it is the church own, and this portion of it, that's not true. It's one wall. It's a continuous wall. It's a wall that is owned by, that belongs to the government. It is the government responsibility. And even if it were not, the serious issues of public concern, public interest, public regard and so on that are bringing it, the government has to take primary responsibility for it. It is a wall that is at 2 very sharp bends on Calvary Road. The first one, when you come down from, like I said, the Mount Pleasant area, there's a right turn. The second one, a serious left turn as you pass above the gardens and so on. And even then, there's a third one approaching Chaussee Road where you have to make an almost right angle, you know, a right angle turn onto Chaussee Road and so on. It is government responsibility, you know. So I don't know where this thing come from about the wall. You know, this wall can have life and death implications, you know. It can have life and death implications, so you cannot leave it, you know, unattended to, etc., etc., etc. And like I said, if the Gordon family wanted to make noise about the wall, well, again I say, why is it that noise wasn't made when it was damaged and repaired by Richard Frederick, when a vehicle crashed into it? Why is it noise was not made when it was pressure washed, because it was all discolored and dirty and grimy and dull and whatever, and adding, to the whole gloom of the area, where it is not an aesthetic matter, it's a life and death matter about visual perception. Why noise not being made is only as the painting come. Can you believe if Sir Michael Gordon, of all people, were in any way offended or felt that this was a trespass onto his private property? Even if, like I said, I don't know what his level of capacity is now, physically and so on. Even if Michael Gordon would not in tutus have instructed somebody, some prominent lawyer, to write a very strong letter to Stephenson King as Minister of Infrastructure, to Richard Frederick as the MP, to the Prime Minister, and to protest against, interfering with his wall and painting it. You don't think he could and he would have done that if he felt there was an offense? You don't believe if he had done that, people would have put their tails between their legs and they would have run, because the great and venerable Michael Gordon has said, don't interfere with my wall, and I want compensation, or I want it returned to its former state, failing which whatever. Is Tina Charles that would have to come? And is it any coincidence that Tina Charles is the sister of Eldridge Charles? That, I think, says a lot if it doesn't say it all. Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters. I didn't realize I've gone right into the next commercial break, which we will take right now. And when we come back, barring any further comments by Terry, we'll open the phone lines.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into and staying with The Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. I'm Shelton Daniel alongside Terry Fenelon. I'm getting a lot of messages where people want to tell me the little nitty-gritty about whether Tina used to be friendly to or married to one of the Gordons. Another one whom I know, but I was not as conversational with him as I occasionally was with Michael Gordon. That's not the point. Whether she was a girlfriend, whether she had a child. The question is the status of that wall.
Yeah.
Who does the wall belong to? Does Richard Frederick have ministerial oversight of that wall as a structure within the central Castries area? You know, that he could have ordered it be repaired when it was damaged by a vehicle, that he could have had it pressure washed, but now he does not have the right to order that it repainted. The whole in and out about whether it was Lindell Gordon who lived there or Michael Gordon, but I appreciate the clarifications. But I only use this thing as a little background reference. The real thing is the wall, about who has right. Because already we're hearing that the person who was painting for Richard Richardson knocked somebody. It's sounding like Ernest Hille pushed somebody. You know, it's sounding like there is a common playbook at work. And it seems to be a family-related or family-connected playbook. Thanks, I said, thank you for the little information you give and so on. But that not really is the point. And somebody has sent me a message. They have said, yes, you are so right, Shelton. The wall was built. It was erected when the Calvary Road was being built. All right? Another message said, Shelton, it was said that she was married to Lindell Gordon, the brother of Sir Michael Gordon. Someone has queried about whether Michael Gordon is knighted. I kind of remember that after he became a justice of appeal or somewhere around there, that I heard him being referred to as Sir Michael Gordon, So if I got that one wrong, but I think his legal career and whatever, because he was a justice of appeal in the OECS Court of the Supreme Court, Appeal Court Division and so on, for some time, etc. I also think he served on the legal or the original Judicial and Legal Services Commission. Yeah. I don't know if he was ever chairperson, whatever, but he was on that body, So the little correction about the sir, I could have gotten it wrong, but it's a while I have in my mind and in reference when speaking and writing, referred to him as Sir Michael Gordon. We have a call on the line, which looks like it's Miguel. Yeah. Bootu, what's up?
Good up, gentlemen. How are you doing?
We okay? There's something you're very determined to say.
Yeah, well, I actually called on something else, but then it's a good thing you played that clip. Allow me to say, Shelton, 6 minutes.
6 minutes and a single wall. 6 minutes and a single source interviewee.
And you know what? Forget even the single source, Shelton, because if I write a 6 minutes report, which I've done many times before, it would be a special report with information about a wall. But allow me to say, Shelton, it also worries me about the depth and the state of our reporting right now, because it reminds me of this other clip recently about the woman some months ago. Remember the woman who had this protest outside the Civil Status Registry? I'm listening to the report. It's like this one as well, and simple questions I would have asked as a reporter. In essence, what authority do you have to speak on this matter to give permission? First of all, let's establish that. Before I even interview you about the wall, what authority do you have to speak on this wall? Yes. Then next question is, have you sought to speak with the minister or whoever's responsible regarding the wall? You spoke to the frontline people, but have you sought to go to the minister before coming to the news?
Exactly.
All these simple questions you can ask. But 6 minutes on a wall? Bruh. Anyway, most importantly, Shelton, what I wanted to call about is that I was trying to get your counterpart, your other 1230 counterpart, because it reached to me that he read out a comment, a question from somebody regarding the assistance, the relief efforts in Jamaica. Apparently the comment was the Prime Minister helping everybody, Taiwan, whatever, but what is he doing for Jamaica? But I did announce it on your show last week, and just let me inform the public, because I could not get that talk show host. He didn't take my call. But let the public know that if you look on the NEMO social media pages, St. Lucia NEMO, you will see that a link has been shared from Jamaica with the number of items that are required by them, clothing not included. Anybody who has any contributions to make to Jamaica that's on the list, you can deliver them to the NEMO Secretariat at BZ. All right? Any relief items which are on the list. No clothing, as the list would show, but everything else, canned goods, you will see the list. You can drop them off at NEMO, and they will be forwarded to the NEMO office in Jamaica, to the director of NEMO in Jamaica, and dispatched to those who are in need. So just to let the public know again that you can start distributing items for relief in Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa at the NEMO headquarters. If in terms of a regional response, that will be on the CDMA level, and the NEMO heads, as I think our director was just in a meeting a while ago with the rest of the NEMO heads, following which if there's any regional effort, coordinated regional effort, the public will be notified about it. But just allow me to say one more time, Sheldon, 6 minutes on a wall. Bye, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
We have another caller already. You're on the... Hey, go ahead.
Bonjour, comrade.
Yes.
The mood is red. But Shelton, that not making no sense. I smell a rat. 6 minutes on a wall. Who does that? So many stories, so many things happening all over, and you spend 6 minutes on one wall. Yes. I just want to let people know that the record has been broken after Kenny's launching. I think there were 20,000 strong on Lafag yesterday. Yeah. So Operation Tearing Come has officially begun. Oh, and I also want to wish Kifo, I believe today is his birthday. I want to wish him a happy birthday. I mean, what better birthday you could have to be launched and then the following day is your birthday. Mm-hmm. Yes. And also, I just want to highlight yesterday, I mean, I think Charles need to go to a checkup. Koyo got to show the any pressure food or personally. Did Charles actually said what he said there? I think Charles is completely finished. For that man to actually say he's not satisfied with the life God has given him, yes. Okay, comrade. The mood is red, and we keep it red. Yes, have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. A second person has messaged me to say that Michael Gordon's father, Sir Garnet Gordon, was knighted, but
I just got confirmation from a lawyer's office that he's knighted.
That he is knighted. Yes. Is it there's confusion? I don't know. Yes, I know that around the time of him serving as a justice of appeal.
This person should know that's coming from a reputable law office.
Okay, so, I do remember him being referred to as Sir Michael Gordon, so I don't know. But that is, for the time being, it's neither here nor there. This wasn't the main focus of what I was talking about. But it's about the ownership of that wall. Who has the right to decide whether it is painted and so on? And I can understand it was cleaned. It was pressure washed without permission. You ain't make noise. You understand? It was repaired when a vehicle run into it and, it was crumbling and so on. You ain't make noise. But for the painting... And you yourself saying, how we're in the silly season. Is it because of the silly season that you have a problem, with the painting now? Because you want somebody else to paint it in colors that you approve of and that you agree with and that you desire? And now I found out it's no coincidence that you're Charles. You're the sister of Eldridge Charles. Maybe other members of the Charles family. Frank Charles. It's okay, don't change your name. Don't want to change your name. You're good. You're good. It's not, the problem is not with the Charles. There are too many good Charleses, and I'm sure that family has good people in it. But if there are people who are making it a habit of letting themselves be used to frame and to set up and to embarrass, other people of a certain party and the government and so on, then you need to be very careful and watch and be on the alert. Because what happened in that parliament, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to hear the outcome of that court case. We have someone else on the line. Real Issues.
Hey, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How did you?
Well, I don't even want to talk about Tina. I know Tina is a little child. I know her.
Hey, garçon, o book ça ban hang up on now Charles Killer. Moi personne qu'on job c'est juste ça.
I know the family very, very well. I know these children as little girls. I know them. However, Shelton, it is strange, and the only thing that is strange that the UNWP had this big ball where unveiling and introducing the slit, and Bradley was nowhere to be seen. Bradley is already lazy Brad Flex. Lazy Brad Flex is already rehearsing. Well, whatever Babu we can learn, lazy Brad Flex is already rehearsing his excuse. And you know what the excuse is, Sheldon? Well, let's have.
Tell me.
Excuse last say, I didn't want that to run, and Shasney said to me that he can't find nobody, so if I could run the seat, and I just continue running the seat. Information reaching me, Shelton, that this man knows that he's losing, you know. And I like Kifo's speech, and Terry.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know if you were listening carefully about Kifo's speech. Kifo's speech was actually highlighting Shozelians, you know, and the ability for upward mobility, you know.
Yeah.
And Bradley, as a representative, where the people are supposed to look at you as an example, showing them that you move from the acolyte from the altar boy to the acolyte to the priest and then to the bishop. You refuse to do that. And when people that were with you, as Shozelians, saying, you know what, we cannot deal with this man. We funded you, we stayed with you, we were with you, we stayed with you. And when they show that, come on, that you're allowing Guy Joseph and Dominic Fede, which are not elected members, to get a position in the party, and when they tell you, when they utter that to you, guys, so that's too much work, and when they leave you, check you. What kind of man is that? And I'm proud of the people that's risen for that, to tell Bradley, we need people with ambition. Not somewhere I would just sit there. And I mean, Mohadi said that I'm going to repeat it again. From Castries everywhere in St. Lucia, you could see the footprints of a Switzerland, you know, in a high position, you know. And Bradley as a minister of government and even as a parliamentarian at one time now, you don't want to move. You want the people to stay with that. You want the people to stay there. But I'll tell you something, I'm certain and fair enough. I'm not surprised that the young people are following Philip J. Pierre, you know. I'm not surprised. And it juggled my mind back to 2006 when Sir John came back. And you know what the parents were actually saying to the children? Let come down de la baite belle. Things were nice and dandy. And the young people voted that vote a max for Sir John, you know. And put the UWP back into power. The young people with the good head are actually watching and balancing both Philip J. Pierre and Alan Chasney. They know what Alan Chasney did to them. They know what he's giving. They've seen Philip J. Pierre's performance. So where you expect them to gravitate? I even saw a video, I posted it on my Facebook page, where one artist or whoever is, that when the camera, he's on stage, you know, and he's ashamed to show his face in a United Workers Party concert. I don't know if you have come across that one. They are not, this party is not attractive, it is not sexy, and the postmortem of the United Workers Party after 2021, it is revealing, and it's revealing that Guy Joseph, Alan Chasney, Dominic Fede were the cause of the loss of the United Workers Party. So, and these same players are there again, you want to tell me you are surprised by the young people following the Labour Party? All what we have to do now is to get out and vote in action. And from what I'm gathering from the Prime Minister, and from what I just saw from Reno Kajada, finishing stages, Kakaglo, Kakaglo, Kakaglo. Wait for it, my brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have another call on the line. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Amelia Times.
I will not try to out good afternoon you, but good afternoon to you. Welcome. Go ahead with your contribution.
You always find me a wall. I don't like the Cashew Central wall.
Well,
Okay.
you've been AWOL for a while, eh? Absent without leave, you know, from this program. But go ahead.
Shelton, let me tell you.
You've been reinstated. You can go ahead.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
No retorts are permitted
Don't feel
today.
neglected. But I find it amazing that this individual, we're talking wall today, had no issues, like you said, Shelton, with the cleaning of the wall, the pressure washing of the wall, no problems. The painting of the wall, no problems. But you have somebody come and paint it with a flavor, and the Member of Parliament for Castle Central has an issue because, yes, like you said, it is government wall. Now, the young lady sounds really very intelligent. Uvledima, you mean to tell me she doesn't know that she doesn't know the wall is government property? She does not know that that wall, 9 feet of wall, encompasses 4 private properties. But yet she stands there because she has issue with the minister, like her sister has issue with another minister. And she wants to create a problem, so the wall, she is responsible for the wall. But I am asking myself, Shelton, but how is she speaking on behalf of the Gordon family? But Shelton, what amazed me even more, you mean to tell me that the Gordon family responsible for the Voice Publishing Company, the law firm of Gordon and Company, Michael Gordon, Sir Onat, Chief Justice of the Court of Appeal, and he served as a judge. None of that serves as a legacy of the Gordon family. Is a wall that is the legacy of the Gordon family? And you would be speaking on behalf of the Gordon family? You're not a lawyer, you may be a liar, but in what capacity? Because you have your personal private grievances with Richard Frederick here taking you on. Bring it somewhere else. But you know what I also noticed? The wall has been repainted white.
Well, that may not be the latest, you know. Somebody sent me a message
It has
saying,
been flavored.
somebody told me, good afternoon, Shelton. I'm not sure if you're aware, the wall has been decorated in orange again. So apparently there's
The wall is flavored that because the flavor is orange.
Okay. Well, it looks like there's going to be
The
a
wall has
painting.
been flavored.
It looks like there's going to be a painting war over that wall.
But Shelton, tell me now, you as a lawyer seeking the highest office of the land, you are going to be fighting over painting of a wall when you in your capacity should be able to afford a billboard. Enjoy the rest of your life.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I mean, if the wall is your wall and people interfere in it, and it is associated with the family of the Gordons, you know, where they are venerable legal minds and so on, if not in the direct bloodline, but in the associates and so on, whatever it is. Get an injunction. Get an injunction done, restraining you from touching the wall or doing anything. I see some orange job has been done on it again, and it ain't looking bad, Yes. Apparently, the white paint served as how you call that paint, the first coat, the base, the base coat and so on has been white. So somebody do a not bad looking job with the orange on it. So if people want to spend their money on a wall, they think that's going to help them win an election, which is, to my mind, unwinnable for them. We have another call on the line. Real issues. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, my brothers.
Hey, how you doing, comrade?
Not too bad, I just struggling. You know how it is already.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the beginning of that issue about the wall and the relevant comments that have been made. But the gist of what I could have managed, what I gathered from what's going on, to me, my brothers, it's a further attempt by what I would call the ruling class to try to continue to manage the political stranglehold they have had over the masses of St. Lucia and these issues. I mean, all the attempts you made about all the kind of things, the propaganda going on, the lies, is a furtherance of that attempt, because there is a group, we say a class of people in St. Lucia who believe they are the ones who actually have what I would call maybe the God-given rights to control St. Lucia and rule St. Lucia. The emergence of the Labour Party from time was confronted with all kinds of struggles to prevent the Labour Party as a party to grow and to try to reflect the interests of the people. All the issues and these issues getting the wall, all these these are things to divert the attention of the populace, especially now in the forthcoming election, to dissuade them from the Labour Party in terms of the first we have seen that has happened in the court. That is an issue, and we'll come back on that matter sometime.
All right. Thank you very much, comrade. If the wall belongs to the church and the Gordons, then it's most likely built by John Compton and taxpayers' money. Another person says painting the wall in white will be defacing it, but painting it in orange won't. SMFH. I don't know what that means. I'm not a journalist, but when I saw that lengthy interview, I smelled a rat. I felt this was lopsided, with only one point of view and only one input from a lady who is a known UWP surrogate. The minister was not even interviewed. Is this what our news reporting has been reduced to? And if they had asked Richard Frederick for a comment, I can put my hand in fire that he would have, given them, some input. He would have provided an interview, would have given them more information than they could ever even have hoped for. All right, so, another person says, Avete, that is the spokesperson for Sir Michael Gordon, Hadieska Dwive. I think I read this one already, and says, in case you don't know, apart from Tina Charles being sister to Eldridge Charles, she was also friendly and lived with Lindell Gordon, deceased brother of Sir Michael Gordon. Hence the reason she is boasting that she's been living there for the past 15 years. I'm not making any of that an issue. Who was her boyfriend, who she was friendly to, whether she lives inside there. The question is her account of the ownership of the wall has been private property, as belonging to the family, whether she has overriding pre-existing interest. The information I am getting from official sources is that this wall belongs to the government. Now, I was trying to find out from the mayor of Castries whether the Castries City or Castries Constituency Council has jurisdiction over that wall. I don't know if an answer has been given, but I don't have time to check for it right now. Maybe tomorrow we can mention that. But Terry Fenelon, sorry. I've kept you on the quiet for a little while, so a parting word from you.
No, tomorrow we will delve into issues. Reno has just released, something that the flubos will be a rara. Mm-hmm. And we have to go back to Kifson's launcher. So, not a problem. Tomorrow we shall handle things. You had to take care of that from Friday.
Mhm.
You could not have done that because you had
because-
technical issues. That's understandable.
Friday the phone was not, and I could not see myself coming here dealing with those that issue and not having the telephone or the WhatsApp available for feedback, from our people.
Alrighty.
All right, that'll do it for the real issues for the start of this week on this Monday, the 3rd of November. It's our first program, I think, for the month of November. Thank you so very much for having been part of it. Shelton Daniel, Real Issues powered by Blue Waters, signing out.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Monday, 3rd November 2025 were Double Daily Grand 14922, Big 4 6871. The Big 4 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X. Pick 2 62. The Pick 2 Multi-X ball drawn is 2X. 1 off 700. Lucky 3 089. The Lucky 3 Multi-X ball drawn is FB.
The 2025 Survey of Living Conditions, which runs concurrently with the Household Budget Survey, seeks to achieve the